Exposed, Harry's shameless 2026 UK return plot, meltdown over Meghan, breaking point bombshell revealed. You know how sometimes a single statement can send ripples through the world? Well, Prince Harry has just penned an essay, and it's causing quite the stir. Titled The Bond, the Balance, the Bravery, What It Means to be British, this piece, shared in honor of Remembrance Day, is being dissected, debated, and frankly, it's got a lot of people speculating. For years, Harry and Meghan have been on their own journey, far from the traditional confines of royal life. They stepped back, moved across the pond, and declared their desire for a different kind of freedom. Remember Mexit? The headlines were everywhere. They wanted to break free from the constraints, to build something new, something theirs. But in this latest essay, Harry speaks with a deep affection for his homeland, the UK. He talks about what it means to be British, the things he loves, the country he proudly served and fought for. And while this might sound like a heartfelt tribute to his roots, many are reading between the lines, seeing it as something much more significant. One particular line is really grabbing attention. Though currently I may live in the United States, Britain is and always will be the country I proudly served and fought for. Critics are calling this a cry for help, a clear sign of homesickness, and a longing for the home he once embraced so wholeheartedly. The language has shifted. Remember when he was asked what he missed most about the UK? His answer then was reportedly the sky. Not the people, not the duty, but the sky. Now he's speaking of pride, service, and an unwavering connection. This contrast isn't going unnoticed. Behavior experts are weighing in, pointing out that words like currently and always can indeed indicate a deep-seated interest, a longing to return to his place of birth. The suggestion is that his current situation, whatever that may entail, has taken a significant toll. Is Prince Harry on the verge of a serious meltdown? Some observers certainly think so. The idea circulating is that he's yearning for his homeland so intensely, it's becoming overwhelming. And then there's the talk of a return. Whispers suggest that Harry might be planning a shameless return to the UK in 2026, with a very specific intention, to sow the seeds for a semi-permanent return to his country. This isn't just about missing home, it's about a potential strategy, a plan to re-establish a foothold, to reconnect with the institution he once walked away from. It's a narrative that paints Harry as a man grappling with the consequences of his past decisions, feeling the weight of his choices. Let's rewind a bit. Back in 2018, when Harry and Meghan tied the knot, it was a global event, hailed as the royal wedding of the century, a modern fairy tale that promised to break conventions. They were seen as a new era for the monarchy, a couple that blended tradition with a fresh, groundbreaking approach. But fast forward 7 years, and that groundbreaking narrative has taken a dramatic turn. What was once seen as a symbol of change has, for many, led to a cascade of controversies, drama, and tensions within the royal family. Meghan, in particular, has been at the epicenter of much of this. Headlines haven't always been kind. She's faced public outcry, backlash from the media, and intense scrutiny since marrying into the royal family. The decision for the couple to step down from royal duties, to lose public funding and no longer use their royal titles, was massive. Harry himself addressed it, stating, "Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding." This move, famously dubbed Mexit, plunged the world into a frenzy. Accusations flew, and the coverage, especially regarding Meghan, often veered into deeply concerning territory, including racist undertones in tabloid reporting. It was unprecedented, and while there was sympathy for the idea that they wanted a more peaceful life, the way it unfolded, the attack on an institution that had stood for centuries, was something the British public wasn't prepared to simply accept. Despite the backlash, they moved to California in 2020, seeking that freedom, that peace, that opportunity to build something without the established restraints. They relinquished their HRH titles, aiming for financial independence and a life on their own terms. But now, this essay, these comments, they're fueling the idea that perhaps the Duke of Sussex is feeling homesick. Is he struggling under the weight of the decisions made? Is the dream of a life outside the royal sphere proving more challenging than anticipated? The comments on platforms like X paint a vivid picture. Harry wants to go back to the UK so bad it's scary. He's on the verge of a mental breakdown. These aren't just casual observations. They suggest a deep emotional struggle. The relationship between Harry and Meghan has always been a topic of intense global fascination. From their "I do" in front of millions to their life after Mexit, their bond has been under a microscope. Hailed as a modern fairy tale, their love was seen as transcending barriers. But reality, as it often does, seems to have presented a different story. The once favored power couple, the modern radical pair, are now subjects of speculation about the very foundation of their union. Some are quick to point fingers, suggesting that Harry gave up everything for Meghan, whom they describe with harsh terms: narcissist, calculative, a bully. These are strong accusations, painting a picture of an unhealthy dynamic, even suggesting an abusive relationship. From their dramatic exit to their candid interview with Oprah and their tell-all Netflix documentary, the couple has consistently presented a united front. They've projected an image of having each other's backs. But the question lingers. Was every smile, every handhold, every display of affection simply an extension of a performance, a bid to maintain relevance in a world that's constantly watching? They've screamed about their craving for privacy, making it a cornerstone of their Mexit reasoning. Yet their public life remains intensely scrutinized, and their every move dissected. And then there's the claim that Harry wants back in. After years of what some perceive as silent and obnoxiously loud jabs at the UK, the institution, and the British people themselves, including accusations of racism in their documentary, the idea of him wanting to return feels, to critics, like a betrayal. Is this essay a genuine reflection of his feelings, or a strategic maneuver? Is he trying to win back the hearts of the British public, hoping they'll forget the sharp criticisms leveled against them? Some argue that his essay, despite the controversy, is simply an honest reflection of his military past and his British identity. But others see it as a calculated step, a way to soften his image and perhaps pave the way for a reconciliation, or at least a less contentious relationship with his homeland. Whether this is a genuine expression of homesickness, a calculated PR move, or the first step in a planned return, one thing is certain. Prince Harry's words have reignited the conversation about his place in the world, his relationship with his family, and his future. What do you think? Is Harry genuinely homesick and plotting a return, or is this just a reflective essay? Share your thoughts in the comments below.